Welcome to the beautiful Algonkian Regional Park. I wanted to come over here, show off the park a little bit. This is where we're going to be hosting RCR 313 and also give you guys some updates and some recommendations as we're gearing up for this race. All right, so first things first, big change to the women's divisions with RCR. We originally said women are going to be carrying 15 pounds in each hand for the farmer carry and then dropping them into their rucksack for a total of 30 pounds on the ruck. Feedback from a lot of the women in the gym and people that we had try it out is 15 pounds was really, really light. After playing around with the available sizes in ruck plates and running some numbers, we decided on 20-pound ruck plates for the farmer carry and then dropping those into the rucksack for a total of 40 pounds for the women.
All right, I am editing this video and I wanted to jump in here with some context really quick because this change is not just based on feelings. The numbers actually make sense. If you think about it, 30 pounds would be a third of the body weight of a 90-pound female, whereas 50 pounds would be a third of the body weight of a 150-pound male. Now, why does that matter? Well, because that third of a body weight for a male actually falls in line with the average male runner's weights, which is actually based on data, whereas that women's weight wouldn't. So we upped it to 40 total pounds, which would be a third of the body weight of a 120-pound female, which would fall in that range of the average female runner. Now, just so you know, I'm not making up these numbers. I'm going to read some stuff off here. Recreational club level runners for men, 140 to 165 pounds, sourced from running forums, road racing data, and recreational athlete surveys like Running USA. And then recreational club level running females, 115 to 135, sourced from Running USA demographics, US Army physical fitness norms, and studies on collegiate cross-country athletes, all right? And then before anyone asks, why don't the weights change by weight class? As well, if you think about it, a heavier runner is going to have a harder time on the run, but then carry less of a percentage of their body weight on the farmer carry and the ruck. So the run will be harder, but the carry should be easier on paper, versus a lighter runner will have an easier time on the run since they're carrying less body weight, but then they're going to carry a higher percentage of their body weight on the farmer carry and the ruck, which kind of levels the playing field. It's hard for everyone somewhere, and that's by design. All right, back to the video.
And while we're on that subject, I'll just jump right into recommendations because people are asking us, do I need my own bag? Do I need my own ruck plates? And the answer is yes, you will, all right? Because two things. One, we could say, well, you don't have them, so just show up to the race and we're gonna provide them. But if you're training for this, you need to have ruck plates, unless you're doing kettlebells, but that's not gonna feel good in a rucksack, and it's not gonna feel the same for the farmer carry as we get, into our training. So get your own plates. Ladies, get 20-pound plates. Men, get 25-pound plates, okay? And among others, if you'd like. So brands. Here, I've got Yes for All. These are available on Amazon. They are very, very inexpensive compared to, say, a Go Ruck plate. Go Ruck plates are like, at least twice the price, but I think most of them are like 2.5 times the price for the same weight of Yes for All. Further, this Go Ruck plate is a very smooth surface, which I don't want for the farmer carry portion. I like the grit that the Yes for All plates have because sweat doesn't become all slippery on it. It kind of goes into the grit of the plate and makes it a little bit easier to carry as you're doing your farmer carry. So if you don't already have ruck plates, I would just get on Amazon and I would order some Yes for All ruck plates. Again, 20-pound plates for women and then 25-pound plates for men, okay? So that's my recommendation for ruck plates. We're gonna come back to those in a minute. The next thing that I wanna talk about are rucksacks, okay? So I've got two here. The kind of, I guess we'll say, leader in the market is obviously Go Ruck. This is the company that really popularized rucking outside of the military, and we're very thankful for that. It's pretty cool. I've had this bag for years. I really like it. I've never had an issue with it, but they're not the most comfortable thing in the world to carry. And you'll see that this bag, while it has some stiffness to it, has a good bit of give, but it's a good rucksack. You open it up, there's a Velcro pouch, and you've got slots to drop your ruck plates down into, right? Shorter ones go in the front, longer ones go in the back. So for RCR, you would actually drop both of your longer ruck plates into this back pouch, okay? Here in the Go Ruck bag. But decent bag, I've used it for years, never really had any issues. But recently, I got an advertisement for a company called, I'll take this patch off there so it's not confusing, for a company called Wild Gym, okay? And it was one of those things where it was an Instagram ad, and I think they, you know, were hosting RCR. All of a sudden I start getting ads for things that have to do with rucking, right? And so this bag right here caught my attention because if you look, it has an aluminum frame. So it's still very, very light. I mean, at quick feel, it feels about the same as the Go Ruck bag, but it is not flimsy at all. I cannot bend this bag. It does have the same pouch type system that the Go Ruck bag has. That's great. But a big difference is once I drop my plates down in, there are these buckles that I can cinch the weight down really, really tight with. So this bag feels great for that reason. And then once I put it on, the biggest thing that I like about it is, got a little bit of a summer camp going on here. Once I put it on, the Go Ruck bag is just regular backpack straps, okay? Once I put on the Wild Gym bag, it's inspired, in their words, and I see it from whenever I train for my ultra, it's inspired by a running vest. So I've got on the hip belt, which I did have to add on, but I advise you get a hip belt for whatever rucksack you get. There is this pouch down here, a little zipper pouch, big enough to put some gels, your keys, things like that. And then the shoulder straps, once I buckle this on, you've got more storage here. You've got one that's big enough for a cell phone. It's got some stretch to it, so you could drop a cell phone in there, or again, more gels. Over here, you've got a water bottle holder, little bungee system, so you could drop a soft flask in there or a regular, like small water bottle. And then you've got more zipper storage below that. So just this alone, being on a long ruck with a Go Ruck bag, to have easy access to anything, you would either need to have on a fanny pack or be holding those things in your hands. Otherwise, I've had to stop, open the bag to get access to my things. Versus with this Wild Gym ruck, I, on the go, can open up different pouches and grab things, making it a very, very convenient bag to use for this race if you're planning on, when you get to the ruck, hitting some gels and things like that, all right? The other thing that I really like is the hip belt on the Go Ruck bag. You'll see, like, I have it maxed out. Like, it can't go any tighter. I have a 32-inch waist, and I'd like to get that sucker a little bit tighter. Versus this, you say if you want a small, medium, or a large, extra large belt. I went small, medium. I have it pulled tight. Really good support from it. And there are still inches more that it could go. I love that. And then it also has adjustments here in these straps where you can pull and lift the pack up even a little bit higher on your hips. The double chest strap, you can really get this sucker tightened up and riding where you'd like it to be. I just find this running vest and belt system to be significantly more comfortable than the Go Ruck bag. The Go Ruck bags are great. I just got this. Some people were asking me, so there's my 2 cents between these two things. You can also find some other generic type bags out there. Neither one of these cheap. They are both multiple hundreds of dollars. But I wouldn't go cheap on this because you want a good bag that's going to help you to carry the weight the right way and reduce stress on your body, all right? So originally we were going to do this on a gravel course over by the softball fields and the big playground, and then the park kind of threw me for a loop whenever they sent over the agreement. They had this pavilion that I'm standing inside of, as well as one that's down on the other side of those trees. There's a route here that the local high schools use for cross-country races, and I was like, well, that's convenient. So I think, a little bit of a change of plans, this is where we're going to have the race, which means it's mostly going to be on dirt, not on gravel. Now, the way that things are going to work, you'll have the start where the race begins is going to be the 3-mile run. then everything's gonna happen in the same area. That 3-mile run is gonna be a loop or an out and back, and then you're gonna come right back to the start line, but a little bit off to the side from that is where you're gonna pick up your plates. So we're gonna have things laid out so that everyone knows exactly where their plates are. You would pick up your plates, and then you would go immediately, as fast as you can, right into your 1-mile farmer carry, which is gonna be a 1/2 mile out, and then a 1/2 mile back. And then you will go to the 3rd area right near the starting line, which is where you will pick up your rucksack. You need to actually put the plates that you were farmer carrying into the bag. You cannot already have plates loaded up in your bag ready to go. So that 3rd station near the starting line is where you will go grab your bag, open it up, drop in your ruck plates, get that sucker on, and set out for the final 3 miles of the race, okay? We'll be doing a timing system where we will actually have your times on the run alone, the farmer carry alone, the ruck alone, and then obviously total time as well. So we're gonna have 1st, 2nd, 3rd place for men under 200 pounds, 1st, 2nd, 3rd place for men over 200 pounds, 1st, 2nd, 3rd place for women under 150, and then 1st, 2nd, and 3rd place for women over 150. Regardless of the weight class that you are in, all of the men carry 25 pounds in each hand and 50 pounds in the bag. All of the women carry 20 pounds in each hand and 40 pounds in the bag. All right, so looks like, you know, Northern Virginia this spring and summer, all it's done is rain, and it's starting to rain again. So I'm gonna get out of here and we'll talk about some other stuff over at the gym. I am not gonna lie, I am sick and tired of this rain in Northern Virginia so far this spring and summer. In my 15 years of living here, I cannot recall spring and early summer where it has rained this much. We added something to the gym this fall that I can't believe I've actually never shown on video. It's been really, really awesome. 24/7 access, which means we no longer have to use keys for the gym. And I want to show you how it works. So, walking up to the front door here, I bust out the app, and then there's a button, and it just says hold to unlock. So once I'm right up against the door, I hold down the button, takes a few seconds, then boom, door's unlocked, and we are in. So this has been great to have because while we're open Monday through Friday with classes at 6, 7, 8, noon, 4:30, 5:30, and 6:30 p.m., we have a lot of hours that we're not open. Now, people can come in and train anytime, including the weekends. And we've always written workouts for Saturdays. It's just that before they were usually running or just like body weight only stuff, but now we're able to write workouts that actually include the equipment here at the gym, and even cooler, people are actually coming in and doing it, and oftentimes coming in and doing it together, so it's created this really cool community vibe outside of our regular classes. A lot has changed with Beyond Strength over the years, and what I want to do with this segment of the video is bring you up to speed on what we call the Beyond Strength ecosystem. Number one, we have our training system. The tagline of the business is live physically, which is both like get your head out of your phone and your tablet and go out and live in the physical world, but also like choose to do hard things, make hard things fun, right? And our core belief is life is better with strength and endurance. So our Say Yes training system allows us to say yes to living physically and getting more out of life with improved strength and endurance. And it's an acronym. YES stands for year-round, endurance, and strength. And really, we've got two main directions it can go. So you can train with us online. We have an app. You can train with us in person here, obviously, at the gym that we've had in multiple locations, but we've been an in-person training gym since 2011. And then with online now, there are 3 legs. Only 2 of them have ever been formally announced, and they are conditioned and capable, which mirrors exactly what we do here at the gym. It is an annual periodized training plan that moves through capacity into max strength and aerobic power, into peak and perform, which is where we're getting ready for the Run Carry Ruck. And then we go into strength and hypertrophy in the last quarter of the year. And so it allows us to develop certain aspects of our fitness while we maintain others, and throughout the year keep building up everything. And then every year we come back. Everyone talks about consistency of training, but if you're always just kind of doing randomness, that consistency will get you randomness. But what we have is consistency and continuity, meaning that we continue to come back around to capacity in January, and then to max strength and aerobic power in April, and then to peak and perform in July, and then to strength and hypertrophy in October. And so every year we bring the improvements from those different blocks into the next blocks, into the next block, and it creates this wheel that it gets rolling and everything keeps on compounding, right? So that's conditioned and capable. And then primed and powerful principally is the same thing, but think of this, and excuse my handwriting because it's terrible. Think of this as conditioned and capable, but personal training. So now you are a serious athlete or someone with a very specific standard that you want to uphold. And so it is, instead of following our, annual periodized plan that's already laid out, it would be us taking your calendar with your events and customizing everything to you. But it still is going to be year-round endurance and strength training, and it still is going to be comprised of blocks, just customized to you and your pursuits, okay? And then there's a third level that we're not really talking about yet, but the teaser that I'll give you is that it's going to give you access to a lot of things from years past. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that for now, okay? And then in person, this will be quicker because it's really the same as what we've been doing. We have our classes, which are the conditioned and capable classes. And then we have access. And access is our 24/7 access system. And what that allows you to do is take the app that we use for our online training and our in-person training, but instead of being in classes or just training away wherever you are in a different gym, you actually come to Beyond Strength and use the app and use our access system to train here, but not in regular classes. So you've got all these different opportunities to get involved in what we do here in the gym, right? So live physically, life is better with strength and endurance, believe it to our core, all right? So that's number one. Number two is what I think is really, all of this is the future of Beyond Strength, but this is an aspect of the future of Beyond Strength that I think is going to be massive, because this is fun. Don't get me wrong. I love training. I'm a weirdo. I love to train. Of course, I go through seasons where I'm like, oh, I just don't really feel like it. But for the most part, I love training. That's not true of everyone. But people love to compete, and not just with others, but just compete with themselves and see what they can do. You look at the popularity of things like high rocks right now, CrossFit in years past, and people like to push that edge and see what they can do. And so Run Carry Ruck is the events leg of Beyond Strength. And what we have here is the 313, the 626, we're going to have a last man standing, and our annual kettlebell mile event is now going to be considered a Run Carry Ruck event. So it's still going to be the kettlebell mile. Nothing's changing. It's just that will be put on by Run Carry Ruck, and it still falls under the Beyond Strength ecosystem. So the 313, our first one is taking place September 27th. We've been talking about it, so unless you've been living under a rock, you already know. The 626 is the same thing, except for it's a 6-mile run, 2-mile farmer carry, 6-mile ruck. To be determined when we're going to do that, but that's coming. And then the last man standing is when we've already decided that we're going to do, and again, we don't know when yet, but it's going to be a micro version of the 313 done every hour on the hour until only one person finishes the final loop. But it will be a 1-mile run, a 1/3 of a mile farmer carry, and then a 1-mile ruck every hour on the hour until only one person remains, okay? And then kettlebell mile is our annual event that we put on historically every May, although next year we might be looking at June for doing that. Even hotter, I know. But that'll fall under as a Run Carry Ruck event. And this does some really cool stuff. One thing with Say Yes training and everything that we're doing in the gym and online is that we want all of our blocks of training to culminate in some type of an event. So you look at this year in 2025, our capacity block culminated in High Rocks right here in DC. Then in our max strength and aerobic power block, we had our kettlebell mile. And then in our peak and perform block, we're gonna have the RCR 313. We will have something for strength and hypertrophy. We just don't know what it is yet. But all of our training is going to culminate in different events. And the future of Beyond Strength is that we are going to be hosting lots of events that our training will culminate in. So you can train with us, you can compete with us. You could do just one and not the other, or you could do both. And we're really, really pumped about that, all right? And this third thing is something that I have brought up in conversation to Todd a number of times over the years. And it's something that I'm so incredibly excited about, so incredibly passionate about, and it is... And I just wanted to share, it's raining again on my way home.